Hello, Susanna here. Well, I am back for the month of October. We are continuing my vintage sewing techniques, and we are doing a wool felt collage. And as you can see in the last two videos, I'm doing my autumn wool felt collage, and it's something I wanted to do anyway. So I got inspired by this book. I've had this book for probably about a year now, and I've got all these beautiful, I've got some in, you know, in the pretty colours as well. I've got to match in. The autumn one is, you know, like it's got a, you know, I matched it in and it's sort of real autumnal, whereas this I sort of have to, you know, maybe get some of the pinks and blues and sort of more pastel-y tones. So I've got quite a bit of this and some of that. This is going to be the base, and I'm going to use some of this and that for like leaves, and you know, I've got a bit of pink. So what I'm going to do is have a quick flick through this book. See this one here? Actually, I might drag it out. Hang on. Okay, I'm back again. I've got this piece. Actually, I'll quickly flick through the book, and I mentioned this piece in my this piece here. It is quite huge. When I'm doing my, there we go. Hopefully you can see it, not too glary. Well, I don't think I haven't done that, but I wanted to do this because I wanted to do a family tree thing, and it's huge. I'll like, this is how big this thing is, and the base of it is you know, I've got some. I might take it off just so I can show you. Oh my goodness, it is just it's huge, and I've started it. Hang 10, I'll take it off. So this thing is just massive, and I've got, this is wool, and you know, that's on that part on the side. This is just like a linen, and then I've traced the tree. This is how big this thing is. It is huge, actually. I might bring it up. Hang 10. Ooh. It's quite lovely on the bottom, as you can see. So I've pinned it all, and the back base of it is just, you know, this linen that I had. This is sort of like a wool piece. I mean, it is gorgeous. And I've got all these leaves. And I've just put this beautiful, this is a lovely Sanderson fabric. So I've combined wool with, you know, linen. So now that, you know, I've sort of gone into the wool piece a little bit, but this is, it's massive. It's just huge. So as you can see, it's sort of like, I think I bit off more than I can chew. And I'm like, this is a massive piece. This is the wool. It's still attached that I'm using, and at the moment it's still in that light. It was quite brown, and then it's still in that lighter color. And then I've got all these leaves cut out. Let's put it away. Where are my leaves? Here we go. Here's my leaves. And where are the leaves that she's got on here? I've done them beforehand, and they're in sort of greens and pinks, and I've got this beautiful sort of rusty colour. So I've just done feather stitch on them, and I'm leaving a thing like that on there. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous, but just done this feather stitch, left it so that I can attach that piece on. You know, got these beautiful fabric colours, so some of them I've done in that with a little bit of blue, some I've done with this. So I've started this project. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that's really pretty. This rusty colour. Now that would work brilliantly in my autumn piece. See, it pays to, you know, get all these little pieces and bits and pieces. So I'm pretty close to you know, like finishing, like as in the tree, but it has taken, because it's all couched on, and it has taken forever. And I'm like, oh, I think I have bitten off more than I could chew, but it's beautiful. But what I was planning on doing, I think she's sort of used, I just did wool, and, you know, she went all out. And I was actually thinking of making it like a family tree and just hanging it in my lounge room. So it is rather lovely, but I wanted to make it more softer my tones. Okay, so this is the, you know, the wool felt collage, and you use a combination of wool and felt. I mean, I love this wool, so you use real wools like this type of stuff as well. And look at that, that would be perfect for that tree. I found that this skein and another skein. I think I'm going to use some of this, and this is pure wool. You can smell the sheep. Which I was lucky enough, and it would have cost quite a bit, and I got it from an op shop, this and this other purpley skein. So I'm probably going to use some of this to incorporate some leaves and bits and pieces in this piece that I'm doing now. So to try and make it work, but oh, I think it's stunning. I do like that you can use, she's used wool, I used Wonderfill on there, but now that I've got all this wool, yeah, this is an amazing book. I won't spend all the time, like, this is the type of stuff, you know, we're doing in Fleur Woods. It's just great. So I'm really sort of doing more of this sort of stuff now. Okay, well, this is where the inspiration is going to come from. We are going to be using wool. I'm going to probably couch some of that wool that I just showed you down, and sort of do a background and all that kind of stuff. I just love this book. I love these jackets. You can make jackets, and I think I like this one better. They're both beautiful, but I think I like that one better. Just really pretty. So I really want to make something like that and really get, I mean, look at the embroidery and everything on there. So pretty. This is stunning. This is like my, you know, Quilt As You Go piece. It's done with all wool. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And so it shows you, where is the picture of the finished. Look at this. It's even got a little hedgehog there. It's just beautiful. So there it is. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's what is in that chapter. So, I mean, this book isn't cheap if you were wanting to get it, but if you know, just follow along what I'm doing, because they aren't cheap, but they are well worth it. Voyage, oh, A Trip Around the Wool, Quilt Mania Editions. Oh, this is her name. I mean, it's here we go. See, we can, you know, catch that, and it's not too glary. I can't pronounce it. So, you know, Quilt Mania Editions. I'm sure Can Do Books have it. Corinne showed you, I think, this book, and she bought another one. You get the patterns, which is awesome. It's well worth the money that you pay for it, because it's such a great resource. And I've attempted, and typical me, I do the biggest thing first rather than doing what I'm going to do now and do a smaller thing. Also in this book too, I've just found a couple of bits and pieces. You know, it's about supplies, all your woolly, you know, threads, and, you know, Appleton and just normal wool. That's the type of stuff you can get. I liked the layout of this. I just think that, you know, here's a beautiful layout. Some of it is wool, some of it isn't. That's wool. But where's this picture? Yeah, here, look at this. They're all wool pieces, and they just got a background and they're stitching them on. So this is a really good book. I'd say most of you would have it to have as a resource on slow stitching. Gives you sort of all the like good backgrounds to get you started. It's a really good resource. It's an older book, but great resource. Okay, enough of the yabbering. So like I said in the previous video, rather than doing, I better grab this book out. I was using this as my inspiration. You know, going to do some sort of stuff like that, but you know, here are the patterns, but most of you don't have this book. So in my Etsy store I have got this Red Robin pattern, and I think it's only $1. Like, it's really cheap. It's one that I did, that was my very first one I did in that winter, no, the woodland animals. A lot of you probably have already got it. And if any of you have got the smaller ones with, you know, I think there's about 7 birds in this lot, but I like this pose, but I'm just grabbing this because this has got the colouring. So I'm just going to do a little birdie, and I'll put this off to the side. Here are my bits and pieces that I'm going to grab. Ugh, there's no space anywhere for anything. Put that there just to give me a bit of a guide. So what you do with this one, because this is based on using Vlisafix, and you trace the Vlisafix, you know, when you get that to say this is Vlisafix, you would trace it that way, and then the sticky bits on the end, so it ends up being that way. But what we're doing, and what I have done, because it is you know, so I've just gone on here, traced the bits and pieces, cut them out, and then turned it around the other way, you know, like cut it out and then turned it around the other way. This happened to be the right colour, and it's got sticky stuff on the back of it, which is unusual. So I've pre-cut those out, and then this is the tail. I'll just show you some of the bits and pieces. I'm trying at the moment, this is going to be going next to this. This is going to be my cathedral window, and the finished page is about that. I'm going to do the cathedral window in here. So that gives you a bit of a heads up for next month, which is November. I just thought it was perfect, and I'll just put that in there, and you know, I could probably even stitch. So I wanted to go the more softer tones. So and that's the size of the pages in my book. So I thought I'd do the background in this. It's sort of a creamy type background, and I wanted to I'm trying to get inspiration for a bit of a layout with this, but you got to do your own thing and do what works. So what I would like to do as well is bring in some of this. I found this in my little felt wool bag. Had all these little linen bits. To me, there's no saying that you can't put that in there. And this wool felt bag, so this is a combination, like I think this was a skirt that was just fabric that I found in an op shop, and you know, they're wool based, but then you've also got, this bag is so old, it's got SV. I made this in textiles when I was in year 8 or something, full of all bits and pieces, because my mum used to make these this type of wool felt collages. So I inherited her bits and pieces, and I've added to it over the years as well. So this, the base of it, I want it to be sort of this woolly stuff, but then here's the felt wool. So there's still, you know, the felt and all that. Here's off to the side still bits and pieces I've got from my my autumn one. just happens to be that they come in at the same time. So I'm probably going to do some leaves. I do really like that colour, but I don't know whether it's going to work. Maybe that one might work better. You know, I've got this piece which I didn't end up using, but even that, the leaf for that. So just a few little felty bits, and here's the wool, actual wool. This is what I'm using. I ended up using this part here for the tail and the wing. So more felt and then actual wool. You know what I mean? I mean, it is wool felt, but these are more wool felt pieces. And these are the wool, like tops and all that kind of stuff. And then here's wool. So what I was thinking, I've got this. Here's some of the bits and pieces that I've got. I do love that. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. But I'm thinking maybe that might be a little bit better to do a tree, or I do like that. I think I'm going to grab some of this because it's something different, and it's definitely 100% wool, and even the other ones are as well. But oh my goodness, it's such a massive piece. Where do I start? So the reason why I'm needing some of this now is because oh my goodness, it's just part of me doesn't want to undo it because it's just, how the heck do I put it back together? I'm just not a you know, make wool person. I'll just use it for stitching. Okay. Okay, where do we start? Maybe undo this. I can just imagine it going everywhere. But I've got to open it sometime, don't I? It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I might even use some of this in that tree. Now that I've got it. Where do I start? Maybe I'll just go cut. Okay, well, I'll try and attempt to do this rather than wasting your time. I might just grab, cut a couple of pieces off. That's probably going to be my best bet, I think, because I'm not using it to knit, so it doesn't really matter if I've got pieces. Okay. Okie dokie. So we're going to need a branch and a few branches for this little birdie to sit on. But I do want to, I don't know, I'm not happy with the layout. It's really, really hard. So I'll put that there just so I've got a bit of an idea. Just going to go along there like that, maybe. Maybe I can just have that more in the corner. I kind of like the rough edges, so I'm going to put that there. Hopefully you're in camera. Yep. And I'm a bit thirsty, so I'm going to grab a drink. Okay, so what I will probably do, I do have this piece as well, but it's quite bright, but it might make some nice leaves. I mean, I've got whole big pieces of this. one thing is you can go either way. But I think that way is better. I wonder if that goes better with that. I do like this, but this is nice and flat. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. So I could probably have that going over there like that, and then coming down and maybe going out here, so that we can have something with a bit of an odd shape, if you know what I mean. Probably have that going like this. And I'll just go over there. And that can be like the sky. Oh, sorry guys, I just don't know what to do. I know I need to couch down. What we need is this inspiration, okay. So we've got, it's mainly around the outside, isn't it? But they've got 3 birds and I'm only going to have the one. And I do want to do this. I really love the way they've done the that there. Okay. I've actually got this piece here. I could probably, that's originally I had this, and I was going to go like that in the middle. Have a bit of that. Just sort of looking. Me likey the edges. Going like that. And as much as this is beautiful, it's probably too much, and maybe I can maybe I'll put it under here to finish that. Yeah, that might work. And then just have something a little plainer on the top going that way, or the bird's going to be there. Okay, yeah, getting a little bit more inspiration now. Okay, ugh. Things are dropping. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. Okay, so okay. Now that would be nice for the bird's backside. And what I like about this is it's got bits and pieces in there. So I think I quite like the bottom. I think that's going to work for me. So just chop some of that off. I don't quite need all of that. Take off some of the thickness because it is pretty thick. Maybe some of that too. Okay, so what I'll do now is just pin them down I'll pin it with these pins because I'm just going to do a invisible stitch just for him to hold down, and I might have that. I'll cut that in a minute. Okay, so stick this bit. Now, do we have it on the top? No, it looks like it's been tucked under, so don't mind that. Needs to go a little lower. There we go. There we go. Little Miss Pedantic that I am. Very unusual combination for me, that's for sure. Okay. I mean, I really love in this sort of stuff that real autumn thing. That's why I'm doing the autumnal piece that I am doing. I quite like this. It's a bit of a sky effort. It looks a bit skyish. We'll see. I think, well, I'm happy with what I've got so far, so maybe we can just stitch that down. But we might want to pop some pieces underneath. That's my trouble. Okay. There we go. Now, I think I'm going to, I'll grab that little thing, and that's going to sort of go along the edge along there, and maybe spray out there. I don't mind having a bit of the calico. I think that works too. So maybe having a little bit of calico might be okay. Still got a little bit of this that we might be able to work up there, but I think that is the layout that I'm going to go with at this point. So we're going to get our grey thread again, which I used for my first piece, and just stitch around. Might even be able to put, I really love this colour. Wonder if I could put some of that there in the corner, make that like the sky. Just at a bit of an odd angle. Can only try. I think that might work. Maybe I should have gone a little lower and added it to there, but don't mind having that little bit of a gap, to be honest. I think that might even be another branch. There we go. Now we're sort of talking. It does seem a little unusual, but this is the beauty of having your own piece. You can make it how you want. So I think that's going to work. Okie dokie. Well, where's my birdie? Here, I'll show you. I'll take these pieces off. that'll go there like that. And that's going to go like that. A feather. Still got to cut out the, where does that go? On the top there. And then this goes here, sort of sticks out there. And then we're going to be doing, you know, embroidering the eye and doing all sorts of stuff there. Then this is going to, I think we'll do a branch coming in here, coming up there. So that'll work. That'll fill in that spot. And then I might even fill in some of this. And then I'm going to come out here. Have somewhere for this bird to sit on. So it is a little unusual, but it's going to work. So you just have to bear with me at this point. Got to trust the process. Okay guys, well, you've got yourself a little bit of homework and stuff to do, so I will catch you in the next video, and hopefully there by that time my base is down, and then we can work on doing more couching and bits and pieces. So get out all your wools and your wool skeins too for doing sewing, all those bits and pieces. So yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you with this project next Tuesday. So I hope you enjoyed, and adding this different page to your book might be something that I know it's sort of awoken something in me to want to do more of this sort of stuff, and maybe finish off my tree. That would be good. Okay guys, thank you very much, and I'm glad that you're sticking with me to finish this year out on the vintage sewing techniques. Bye.